you tired? Are you stressed? Are you at your wit's end? Well, today we're going to talk about 10 ways that you can give yourself some self-care and some self-love. So stay tuned. Happy Valentine's Day and welcome to the Dress with Purpose podcast. My name is Amanda Hall and I am your own personal stylist. And today we're going to talk about self-love and self-care. Now, these just aren't trendy buzzwords, but these are essential practices that you need to incorporate into your life in order to be the woman that you were designed and created to be. So let's explore the 10 ways that I have implemented self-care and self-love into my life and see where I can help you begin to incorporate these things into your life. So let's get started. Number 1, stop being so hard on yourself. Let me be that person, that friend that tells you to stop. Stop it. I am the greatest person in the world to do this because I needed someone to tell me that exact same thing. I beat myself up at every mistake. I beat myself up for doing things wrong. I beat myself up because I didn't meet some expectation. I have always been extremely hard on myself. When I procrastinate, I beat myself up about that. I am very, very hard on myself. I am a perfectionist and realizing over the last couple of years that absolutely gets me nowhere. It just brings me heartache. So over the last few years, I have really done and walked a journey. And all 10 of these have had impactful spots in my life. And telling myself and stop beating myself up and being able to forgive myself for the mistakes and give myself grace for when I do things wrong has been life-changing. Because I don't have to fall under the spell of perfectionism. I don't have to be perfect. It is okay to make mistakes. It is okay to fail. It's how you respond to those that creates your character and who you are. So let me be that person that tells you to stop being so hard on yourself. And forgive your past mistakes. One of the things I learned a while ago that was a valuable lesson at the time and continues to be a valuable lesson is forgiveness is not about forgiving the person who did you wrong. It is about forgiving yourself, allowing yourself to be free from the baggage that comes with holding unforgiveness for someone else. Now, I'm not going to tell you that it's easy because it's not. It is a process. It is a journey. And there are some times where I've kind of picked up forgiving them and held on to it a little bit instead of truly forgiving and letting go and being free from that bondage. And it was only hurting me. It wasn't hurting the person that offended me or that I thought offended me. They had no idea. So truly, forgiveness is for you. So give yourself forgiveness as well as forgiving others. And certainly give yourself grace. I am a woman of faith. I'm not afraid to talk about that. I'm telling you, the grace that Jesus and God has given us, the mercy that they've shown us, the mercy that they have given us, the gift that God gave us in His Son is impactful and life-giving. But part of what Jesus talks about is forgiveness. Forgiveness. His disciples asked him, how many times do you forgive? Well, 7 times 70. That's a lot. So forgiveness is an important piece of self-care and self-love. And mostly it's about giving forgiveness to yourself and giving grace for yourself and learning from the failures, learning from the mistakes, and using that to grow. All right, so let's talk about number 2. And that is to take a Sabbath, to take a time of rest. Now, I am not very good at this. I've gotten a lot better at this, but this was definitely an area that I struggled with. I fell under I gotta stay busy. I gotta be doing. If I'm not being productive, I'm not accomplishing. I have fallen into that mindset. And as I have grown in my faith and as I have read the Bible more, in fact, just the other day I was reading this. Moses was coming down from the mountain with the second set of tablets for the 10 Commandments. And he is sharing with the Israelites all the laws of the 10 Commandments that God has put down, and then explaining and giving additional things that they need to be doing. And now we're talking Old Testament times. Jesus came not to abolish the law, but to fulfill the law. So that's a whole nother topic. But I want to make this point. Moses told the people that God had commanded them to recognize the Sabbath. And if they didn't recognize the Sabbath, they would be executed. Could you even imagine being told that if you don't take a day of rest, that you will be executed? How would that shift your perspective about rest, right? So even God himself, after he created the earth, he created all the animals, he created the heavens and the earth, the water and the land. And then as humans, he sat back on the 7th day and said, this is very good. And he rested. So it's important. Even Jesus took time away to go and pray and take rest, to take Sabbath. So it's important for us as we learn to take care of ourselves, to love ourselves, to give ourselves forgiveness and grace, to take the time to unplug, to put away distractions, no 24/7 news, no social media, no anything. But just take a day to unplug, to reset, to renew your mind, to just take time. Whether that's time to invest in family or it's time for you to just recover, whatever that looks like to you, you need to rest and you need to incorporate a Sabbath as part of your self-care and self-love. It's so important and it's so crucial. Okay, now number 3. Now these are kind of building blocks on each other, these first 5. So every single one of these is important to the other. So number 3 is creating community. Now, as a woman of faith, Jesus had his kind of inner 3, his close confidants, the ones that got to know things, that went up onto the Mount of Transfiguration with him, that he would explain deeper meaning to, aside from the other disciples. Then he had his 12. And then, of course, he had the 72 and all his followers. And so he had created a community. And those intimate 3 that he shared life with, that he gave information to, it's important that we model that in our lives as well. It is important that we have those intimate people in our life that can speak truth to us, who can tell us, Manda, you need to stop. You need to take a Sabbath. You need to rest. You need to unplug. You need to be easier on yourself. You are doing a lot of things and you're doing a lot of things well. You are doing a good job. Give yourself a break. That is what your inner community does for you, whether that's a spouse or a girlfriend, best friend, whatever that is. You need those people in your life who are going to speak truth, who are going to speak life, who are going to encourage you and inspire you. And then you need a community of other people, maybe people that are of like interest, or maybe it's church, whatever it is, finding a group of people that you share common interests with. I mean, I love fashion and makeup and beauty and all those things. So I love finding a community of people that I can talk about that with, that we can share things and take advice from each other and help each other. You know, maybe you like to cook. Well, take a cooking class and find a community of other people who enjoy cooking. Maybe you like to read, join a book club. Do something so that you are putting yourself in community. Now, I know for me personally, when I get stressed or I'm really struggling with something, I will withdraw and I will pull away. And I need those intimate people around me who know me, who can say, Manda, engage. This is not the time to pull away, not the time to withdraw, but stay in the moment, stay present, and get through this. And so I value that. And that's what community is all about, and why it is so important for us as we're caring for ourselves and as we're learning to love ourselves, to really have that community around to support us and to build us and to encourage us and empower us. All right, so now let's move on to number 4, which I touched a teeny bit on in number 3, but that is to invest in yourself. It is so important that you invest in you. Now, what that looks like to me is I invest by spending time reading the word. I invest time in studying other people and what they're doing for content. I do research. I am studying and looking at current trends and current fashion and what's going on in the beauty world, so that I can share with my community what is going on. I can share with you tips and tricks and style hacks and things. So that's how I invest in me. I also take classes to learn video editing or to learn other skills that will help me be and do a better job for those around me. I also read, or I should say, I listen to audibles. And then sometimes I'll have the book with me. A little known fact about me is I am dyslexic. I struggle to read, but it's important for me to read, to invest in myself, to learn and grow. So investing in yourself is a really important part of being in community, and investing in yourself in the skill, like maybe you want to become a better cook. That's how you invest in a new skill for yourself. And that's can impact community, because now you're meeting people that are like-minded, who like to cook and do the things that you do, and you can develop new relationships. We were created for relationship. And so being and investing in yourself is such an important piece of the puzzle. Then number 5, for me, was one of the biggest game changers for me over the last couple of years, and that is the power of journaling. Now, I enjoy writing. I love taking notes. In fact, I have gotten several friends because they have seen me take notes at conferences or different events, and they are in awe of that. And so I have a couple of really good friends that I got because I take such good notes. That is one of my gifts. I just can listen and write and implement that into my life. And so over the last couple years, as I've been on this journey of really intense growth and really leaning into the woman that I truly was created to be, not the old messaging that I had been telling myself or that people had been telling me, but really figuring out who I was and what my identity was. Journaling had a huge impact on that. Writing, venting, writing what I was grateful for, writing what I was struggling with, writing prayers, writing failures and successes and everything I would write down. And it wasn't for public consumption. I mean, I think my husband knew I was journaling, but I had my place that I kept it. It doesn't need to be out in the open for everybody to read. It's your private thoughts. And writing in that journal helped me process some of the hardest things that I have been through in my adult life. And it has changed me for the better. I am a more confident, stronger woman today than I was a couple years ago because not only of the journaling, but from investing in myself, from stopping so hard on myself, from taking time to rest and unplug, and finding people that will speak truth into my life. All of that has changed me significantly. And I could not care for myself or love myself without those things. So writing for me is what I guess you would say cathartic. It's allowed me to process through things, and it has been a game changer. I know there's lots of people who don't like to write. They don't want to put that out there. I would encourage you, if you don't like to write, maybe you could voice record a journal. If you would like to type rather than handwrite, then type your journal. I just would really encourage you to put your thoughts down on paper, to write the things that you're thankful for, to really process through things in a journal. You will find that, maybe you go back a few months later and you've come through something and you can look back and go, wow, look where I started. Here's where I've come. Look at the lessons that I have learned and how I am changing to be a better person. It's just so life-giving, and it brings me joy to do it. So I would encourage you to journal in some way. Writing is great for me, but you need to find your way of journaling. And I think these first 5 things are absolute musts in every woman's life to show yourself some love and care and compassion. All right, so let's recap the first 5. We've got 1, stop being so hard on yourself. 2, take a Sabbath. Take time to rest. Number 3, find a community. Get those people that are around you that can speak truth into you, to encourage you, to inspire you. 4, invest in yourself. Take time to take classes, to read, to improve skills. Whatever it is, invest time in you. And then number 5, journaling. Whether that's writing or speaking or typing, finding a way to process your thoughts and get things down on paper, to express what you're grateful for, to celebrate victories and figure out ways to get through struggles. It's such a powerful tool. So now let's take the next 5. And all of these have been integral part of me walking this journey of personal growth and leaving behind a very bitter and angry woman and becoming someone who just loves life and finds joy even in the struggles. Even if it's hurt, if it's pain, I still find joy and peace in that. A lot of that has to do with my faith, but this journey of growth has just had significant impact on my life. So, number 6, embrace movement and nature. Get your butt out of that chair and go for a walk. Get outside and take a breath of fresh air. Get some vitamin D on that skin of yours. Now, I will say this is probably one of the areas that I struggled with the most. I can literally sit at my desk for 6-7 hours as I'm going through a training or I'm studying or I'm researching, and man, can I get lost in time. And I literally had to get a dog so that I would be disciplined to walk outside and to take her for a walk and take in a breath of fresh air and get out of my chair. Now, that's pretty drastic, getting a dog just so I could get outside and see nature and move. But it was a step for me to take to be able to know that she's got to go out to go for a walk. She needs exercise just as much as I need exercise. And it has been such a blessing for me to get outside, to obviously on the days that it's sunny and no rain, no snow, no thing that hindered me getting out for a walk, to be able to just clear my head, to reset myself while I'm out walking her, that to breathe in the fresh air, to see the trees and the water, and to just be for a little bit while I walk her has been a game changer. Now, you may already exercise, you may already go for walks, and man, you've got this one nailed. You are showing yourself some love and care by getting out there and exercising and moving. Don't forget to take a look at the place around you, to appreciate nature, to take in the beauty of God's creation, or just to take in the beauty of the things around you. It's so important to mental health and our physical health, and it's just an important way to show yourself some love and care. All right, now we're getting into the little more fun stuff with number 7. Don't forget to pamper yourself. Give yourself a spa night at home. Break out the face mask, put some lotion on your hands, paint your nails, whatever it is, take a bubble bath. Pamper yourself. Maybe you go out to a spa day or get a massage. For me, it's getting my nails done and getting my lashes done. Those are things that I enjoy, that make me feel good, that I feel pampered because someone's taking care of me. And you really need to pamper yourself. You may be a busy mom and say, I can't get out. Get out and get yourself a manicure. Take an hour to do that. Treat yourself. Maybe after the kids go to bed, you give yourself a bubble bath to unwind from the day. It's so important to take care of yourself, pamper yourself, treat yourself, so that you're not coming from an empty cup because you are pouring out all day long to your kids, to your job, to whatever it is you're doing, and you're not giving yourself a little time to refresh yourself, to get a little pampering and feel good. Okay, So now this next one, there is a very famous song, and a gal just won a Grammy for this song. And I can buy myself flowers. I can write my name in the sand, and you can give yourself gifts. You may have a partner, a spouse that gives you flowers and brings you gifts and lavishes you, and that's amazing. I have a spouse who does that. But I can also buy myself. I learned this lesson from one of my girlfriends who said, if you like flowers, why not buy yourself flowers? I like to have flowers sitting on my desk. I just love the scent of them. I love the life that they bring, the joy and happiness they give me. There are times when I'm feeling down or if I'm struggling through something, and maybe buying myself a new earring or a new shade of lipstick just gives me that little bit to just push myself a little bit harder. And it's okay. Give yourself permission to give to yourself. It's okay. Buy yourself flowers. Write your name in the sand. Do whatever it is that brings you joy and can be a gift to make you happy. Having fresh flowers on my desk, there's no reason I can't buy my flowers for my own desk. So be kind to yourself. Give to yourself. Be willing to accept gifts to yourself. It's such a part of allowing yourself to care for yourself and loving yourself. Okay, number 9. This is my favorite and my passion and what I love. And it's why I do this podcast. It is why I do my makeup videos and tutorials, and why I will have fashion series and things coming up with fashion. And why I do this podcast is it's have some fun, play with your clothes. Girls, I don't know about you, but do you remember playing dress up as a kid? You played with your mom's makeup, you put her high heels on, you had fun, you paraded around, you felt like a princess. Why not do that still? Why can't we have fun and play with makeup and play with our clothes, play with our style, have fun with our hair? It's so important to sometimes you have to work the outside in. And when you feel good on the outside, that starts to penetrate the inside. And for decades, that's how I functioned. Putting on the clothing, putting on the makeup, doing my hair, getting dressed up was how I felt good. Now, the last couple years, the inside of me has changed, and I've become more confident, and I've become more assured in myself. I've learned my gifting. I've learned the things that make me happy and bring me joy. And I can do that now from the inside, and the outside just gets to reflect that. But there were many years where I had to dress the outside so that I could feel good on the inside. So part of getting up and getting dressed and putting yourself together, getting dressed with purpose, to dress with purpose, is part of this journey of self-care and self-love. So allow your little girl to come back out and allow yourself to have some fun, to play with makeup, to play with hairstyles, to play with your clothes, to dress up and feel good about yourself. Okay, we have made it to the last one, and that is, drum roll please, have some fun. Really. We have so much seriousness in the world, so much seriousness in our profession. We have so many things that need to be done, so many stresses, so many things. And we are not having fun anymore. It is time to bring fun back. It is time to have fun. It's time to have new experiences, to push yourself, to get out there, to do things you haven't done before, to laugh and cry and just enjoy life. It's so important to bring fun and laughter into our lives. So give yourself permission to have some fun. It's so important. It's so important to have some joy and happiness and laughter and life through experiences, through places, through doing things. Go out and experience a nearby town, walk around, see what it's like, take a trip, go someplace new, have some fun. Life is complicated and life is hard, and there's no reason why we can't have fun, even in those moments. Wow, we have tackled 10 things that can bring us some self-care and some love. So let's just do a quick recap. 1, stop being so hard on yourself. 2, take time to Sabbath, to rest. 3, find community. Create a community around you. 4, invest in yourself. Give yourself some new skills, some new things. Have some fun. 5, journal. Start writing, recording your thoughts, processing through decisions. 6, embrace movement. Get out in nature, take a walk, do something that brings a little fun. 7, pamper yourself. Give yourself permission to have a spa day. 8, be willing to buy yourself flowers, to give the gift to yourself, whatever that looks like to you. 9, bring out that little girl again and play dress up. Have some fun. Play with makeup, play with your hair, play with clothes, and bring out that little girl again. Dress with purpose. And then 10, which impacts all of these, have some fun. Allow yourself to be silly. Allow yourself to explore. Allow yourself to have a great time. All right, we covered 10 things. I would love for you, now that you have all 10, for you to leave down in the comments which one might really bring some value to your life right now, and which one might be a struggle, and how you might make changes to make that less of a struggle. I am just so grateful and so thankful that I've been able to share these 10 things with you that will allow you to give yourself permission to start giving yourself a little bit of love. Now, I would love if you would subscribe, if you have some girlfriends that would find value in this information, that you would share this podcast with them. It is my joy, my honor, and my pleasure to share with you and take you along this journey of life, of becoming an incredible person, the woman that you were designed and created to be. And whether that's through beauty and fashion and fun, or whether that's talking about these 10 things that can bring us some needed self-care and love, or talking about building confidence and finding ways to grow and be better people, then it is my honor and pleasure to do that. So thank you. And remember, you get to choose every day to dress with purpose. All right, I've got some really excited things planned for this podcast going forward. So don't forget, subscribe, because we have a new series starting next week that I can't wait to share with you.